Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. I didn't plan on doing a video today, but I had to discuss this. Let's just say AMD isn't done with their Ryzen 3000 series, though they apparently are done with Crossfire. But first, check out today's sponsor, Drop, formerly known as Massdrop, a group buy website with amazing deals on PC hardware. It's free to sign up, and if you do it today, you'll get $20 off your first drop-made item, so head to the link in the description below. It's been over a month since AMD launched their Zen 2 based Ryzen 3000 processors, and they've definitely been impressive. With mid to high-end CPUs raising the bar and their previous generation filling in the gaps, AMD has just about every performance bracket covered. Of course, they still have a 16-core behemoth coming, but that was supposed to be it. That is, until now. In a series of tweets by infamous leaker Tom Apisak, apparently AMD is working on a 6-core, 6-thread Ryzen 5 3500. Now, obviously we don't know without a doubt that this is coming, but if Tom Apisak is tweeting it, he definitely found a benchmark for it, which means AMD is at least working on it. Tom Apisak shows the CPU comes with a base clock of 3.6 GHz and a boost of 4.1. I will say that this is definitely surprising. I mean, it's the only chip from 3rd gen Ryzen that doesn't include multi-threading. To top it off, it's not a 4-core 8-thread CPU like the 2nd gen 2500X and 1st gen 1500X before it. With that said, a 6-thread part does make a ton of sense because it would be the only 4-core SKU on Zen 2's architecture, and it allows AMD to bend the chips that don't meet the 3600 clock requirements. Plus, it's far more of a direct competitor to Intel's i5. Before I move on, while speaking of 6-thread chips, I did do a video about 6-core 6-thread CPUs a little while back, and a couple games do seem to be bottlenecked heavily by a 6-thread CPU, so you may be better off getting a 3600, but it was only in a couple games and under very strict circumstances, including having a top-of-the-line 2080 Ti, so it likely wouldn't be an issue for pretty much anyone at all, but I figured I'd mention it. What's great is that the 3500 news doesn't stop there. Tom Apisak later tweeted a benchmark from 3DMark. It's a physics score and the CPU apparently got 12,800 and something. Now that seems like a Firestrike score, which would likely put it a little higher than the i5 9400 and 9400F. If that ends up being the case, which it likely will be, this is a really smart move. Intel's i5 9400 and 9400F are really popular budget chips, and for AMD to beat them in price as well as performance, which they likely can, the 9500 could become the go-to chip for mid-range gamers. Of course, we need more information to really form a conclusion, and some outlets are thinking these are OEM parts, but I think AMD would be really crazy to do that, so I doubt it. Either way, make sure to subscribe to find out more when we get it. Lastly for today, I have some pretty sad news, well, depending on who you are. While at the Hot Chips conference, AMD's CEO Lisa Su was asked about Crossfire, the AMD-specific multi-GPU support similar to NVIDIA's SLI, and her answer is a bit disheartening but not unexpected. She stated, quote, "To be honest, the software is going faster than the hardware. I would say that Crossfire isn't a significant focus." Basically, the tech is pretty much dead. I mean, the 5700 cards already don't support it, and you'd think that wouldn't be a big deal because DirectX 12 was meant to herald in a wave of multi-GPU support, even potentially between the two manufacturers. Unfortunately, that dream appears to be quickly vanishing since it seems game developers aren't too interested in it. And honestly, I can't really blame them because supposedly only 1% of gamers have multiple GPUs. But at the same time, if more games supported it and supported the scaling well, we likely would see more gamers with multiple GPUs. Then again, the big jump in GPU pricing doesn't really help either. Ultimately, multi-GPU support seems to be vanishing, and hardware manufacturers obviously aren't all that worried. Maybe we'll see a comeback, but I really wouldn't hold my breath. So while that does it for today, what did you think of the news? Excited for new Ryzen 3000 CPUs, or are you bummed about AMD's lack of Crossfire commitment? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please subscribe, and as always, have a great day.